Representative Winslow, come on up.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Brad. It's great to see everybody here today. I used to be a judge, and Mike was the prosecutor. I was glad that he never stood up to me when I was a judge until now. It's like I'm all the time with Mike. I got my start in Republican politics as a member of the Boston City Committee. I was the chairman of Ward 3 in the North End, and we fought it every day to be able to bring two-party government and two-party debate to Massachusetts, because we benefit when there's two sides to the story. You know, we don't always have to have a monopoly on good ideas, but we have to invite other people to have their better ideas on the table, because it's easy to criticize, it's easy to tear down, but it takes leadership to move America forward, and that's why I'm running. I want to just introduce myself to you. Some of you know me, many do not. I'm Dan Winslow. I'm a state representative, and I'm running for the Republican nomination for the United States Senate. I'm thrilled to be here with you today. I grew up in Western Massachusetts. I was the oldest of 4 boys. My dad was an antenna repairman when I was a little boy, and he launched a small business, an electronics business, when I was a kid. My mom, first generation Italian American, and she came here. She was a registered nurse for 50 years in Western Massachusetts. My mom believed that education is the path to the American dream. That education is the great equalizer in American society, and I believe that to my core. My dad's business was just getting started, and if you ever started a small business, you know that money flows away from the people who are founding it, not toward the people who are founding it. So my brothers and I, got to do a Marco Rubio here or somebody.
Cold spray, some bad water.
Well, I'm not doing this just to get the Marco Rubio vote, by the way.
Cold spray, nice and local. Come on, guys.
That's not my voice is cracked here. So, my mom worked 3 jobs to put 4 boys through college. And I've been practicing, thank you, John. I've been practicing law for 30 years in the private sector. I've got 2 brothers who are cardiologists, and a brother's an MBA. And my mom's dream is proof that education is, in fact, that core value in my family is proof that education is the great equalizer. It is the path to the American dream. Now, I worked my whole life. In high school, I worked as a house painter. I worked for a German fellow who told me, Dan, always remember the forgets. So remember the forgets, what are you talking about? He said, get in, get fast, get good, get lost. And it's good advice for politics as it is for paint. Get in, get something done, and move on. In college, I worked my way through college as a carpenter. I built framed houses and roof trusses and windows. And I was a lousy date in college, by the way, because every Friday we drive with my days to the houses we just framed up, and I'd say, see that? See how square that house is? See that? We framed that up ourselves. So I was proud of what I did. I was proud of creating something. And when I was in law school, I worked my way through law school. My first summer of law school, I worked as a laborer for minimum wage, because I love to work with my hands. I love to fix things. I like to solve things. And I've taken that same love of problem solving, of fixing things, of creating things with me into the public sector. For that reason, I'm one of the few people in Massachusetts who's actually served at a high level in all 3 branches of state government. I was a judge for almost 8 years, and as a judge, I received national recognition for judicial reform and solving problems. I gave up that lifetime job, that lifetime pension. I gave it up and walked away from it to join the Romney administration as the governor's chief counsel during the last fiscal downturn. And we didn't have the votes, we didn't have political power, but we had new ideas and new thinking and the willingness to work hard and to roll up our sleeves, and we turned the state's deficit from a $3 billion deficit to a $1 billion surplus inside of 2 years. I left the Romney administration, and I decided to help Scott Brown get elected to the U.S. Senate in 2010 as his lawyer. And when there was an opening because of his election, I ran for the old Scott Brown House seat in the House of Representatives in the Rentham, Norfolk area, and I hold that today. I've got a strong record as fiscal conservative, 100% rating from Citizens for Limited Taxation, an A+ rating from the Gun Owners Action League. I've been endorsed both times that I'm run by the National Federation of Independent Business. I believe in opportunity for all the people in Massachusetts. All of the people in Massachusetts. I'm running because this election has national importance for all of the country. The I took an oath when I was sworn in to be a judge, and I took an oath when I was sworn in to be the governor's chief counsel. I took the same oath when I was sworn into the state legislature to uphold the Constitution. Now, the Constitution is the core value of our founding principles of this country, and the democratic process is the way we grow legislatively or regulatorily, and people who make stuff up along the way don't just violate the Constitution, they violate the core principles of our democratic precepts. Let's have the fight. Let's put the argument out there, and the people are with us, and I think that they can be. I think that they will be if they hear us in June. And I think that we can be the best argument for how America should hold true to our values while we position ourselves for success. So I was a Republican appointee to the bench. We don't make up the law, we follow the law, and I took that oath very seriously. And as a legislator, within the construct of the Constitution, we can solve a lot of problems and make people's lives better. And I've done it every day as a member of the House. Thank you very much.